Yo, TomTheDreamer here. Happy Valentine's Day. By the way, you probably have noticed my voice sounds kind of nasally today. That's because I probably caught the flu or something, just not feeling all too great. And yeah, so hopefully this narration doesn't go bad and stuff. But anyways, this is an OE match I had earlier today actually, and it's against some dude on the Smogon server, and he had some friend with him, I don't know, and they felt like, yeah, let's just insult our opponent a bit. But cool kid I am. Well, I'm not that cool actually, but you know what I mean. So I was just like, yeah, I don't care all too much. I'm just snap their shit up and beat them. And I'm going for a 6-0 actually. But we'll see how that goes if I succeed with this task, because it's pretty annoying stall team I'm facing, although it's not really that good, because I don't know, it's just all out stall with Skarmory and Gliscor, which is, yeah, I don't know if that's all too common, but I don't think so. At least in my experience, but whatever. So I don't know if Rotom Cut, which is actually pretty awesome in OU. And go for a Leaf Storm right off the bat, don't want to risk anything at the beginning. But Roserade is pretty much the perfect counter for Rotom Cut. But I'm not choiced as you may would have expected or something. But I got my Heatran and just avoid the sleep powder, which is awesome. But they switches out, probably not want to risk another miss or something, and so I get the chance to lay up my rocks, and that's pretty awesome because rocks are always nice. Then I just switch right back in my Rotom Cut, although the Will-O-Wisp was pretty obvious, but I couldn't do much with Heatran anyways, and Rotom Cut doesn't matter burn all too much. So basically that's that, and then I think I go for the Will-O-Wisp myself, although the Vulture's probably better, but Gliscor's still around. If I could get the burn on that would be really awesome before it gets the Toxic Orb activated, So I think then I go for a Volt Switch, and surprisingly I outspeed, which I found really weird, because his Roserade actually is a Toxic Spike set, which normally runs max speed, and yeah, and I just don't really run all too much Speedy Weeze. But then, I make the double switch from Heatran to Rotom Cut again, knowing that he'll switch out to Jellicent, which worked out perfectly, because now I can just Volt Switch, pretty much knowing that you probably won't switch in Gliscor or something, because the Leaf Storm would damage it heavily, like really heavily, seriously. But he makes a switch to Heatran, which is awesome, because now I can bring in Bandit Terrakion. This is Jolly Bandit. And I think now I predict the switch to Gliscor, which is, yeah, that's cool, but still Stone Edge really doesn't do all too much. And the fact that, as you can see soon, his Gliscor is a sub and protect set. This is really not too great, and I have to switch out my Slowbro. I think this is the part where I sped this up, because yeah, it's just some stally Slowbro versus Gliscor thingy. The thing which kind of surprised me is that, that this was actually really easy to predict. Every time he used Protect, I could use Slack Off, and every time he used Sub, I just used Psychic or Scald. So that's really cool. Or it's actually pretty poor on my opponent's side, because normally you could predict that a bit better, for example, just subbing when I slack off, just trying to double sub, because with Toxic Orb activated you don't have much to lose anyways. I think somewhere along the lines I also go for Toxic, kind of predicting the Jellicent or something to come in. And I think this, yeah, so he switches out now, as I go for Slack Off, which I kind of had to. I couldn't predict that much on this point, because I was kind of running low on health. And knowing that he's probably not gonna go for the grass move, because he's also kind of running low on health, I just go for a Psychic, seeing how much it does on the Rose rate. Because, yeah, because this is a new team and I don't really know much about it now. Because I don't normally calc all too much when I'm making a new team, especially not on a Rose rate, because that's not all too common anyways. But now I predict the switch out, but unfortunately missed the Toxic on a Jellicent, which would have been awesome, but doesn't really matter in the long run. And then I just switched out at Rotom C because the taunt was pretty obvious, because I just went for Toxic and he probably expected that I would go for it again, but you know, a decent player doesn't do that, just switches out knowing the taunt's coming. Anyways, this time I think I go for the Volt Switch. Oh, for a Leaf Storm. Well, at this point it really doesn't matter all too much anyways, because the Rose rate is already kind of running low on health. And yes, that's that. There are really a lot of after-turn effects with Leftovers and Burn and, well, or Black Sludge in the case of the Rose rate, but predicting the rest, I just got my Dragonite knowing that this is a pretty good setup opportunity for me, because I'm probably gonna go for the Dragon Dance now, even though it's a Skarmory, a +1 Fire Punch does a good chunk to that thing, and I really have to bring it down lower, because it's important to bring a Skarmory low enough so something else can kill it. Which is, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, what am I gonna go for now? I think I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. Again, playing it safe. Yeah, so he goes for a Rose Red again. Wanted to wake it up, which, well, waking it up isn't that good of a point, because it would have been waken up with every switch in, but you know, I'm rambling. Anyways, I just got my Terrakion, finishing that thing off with the Rose Red. It is finally turn 28, the first thing down on my opponent's side, which is awesome. But then Skarmory comes in, thinking that he could take a Stone Edge, but no, after Stealth Rock damage, Bandit Terrakion is just a monster and finishes the job. And I think I switch out again, because Gliscor, or Gliscor, it's called, fuck pronunciation. Anyways, I got my Slowbro again, and I think this is another sped up part, because it's again the same stally thing with Psychic and Slack Off and Protect and Scald and all the annoying stally stuff, but you know, a good battle just has some decent stall in it, at least normally, unless you're playing Hyper Offense or something, and yeah. But just go for Psychic, because he switched out Jellicent, obvious stuff. This time I go for Dragonite again, knowing that the taunt is again pretty obvious, and knowing that I can just finish off that Jellicent with an Outrage. So basically that's what happens, and when this battle took place I was like, yeah, well, all the steel types are gone, Skarmory gone, I can just go for Outrage and finish everything off, but then I was like, oh yeah, damn, Heatran. And this thing actually lives 2 Outrages, which is unfortunate, but still I have the Lumberry, which cures the confusion. But he gets them late game rocks up. Yeah, that's cool for him, but doesn't really matter, and now I can just finish it off with an extreme speed. Now what comes in now? The Gliscor, okay. So, knowing that this thing has Protect and Sub and stuff, it won't have Ice Fang, so I just go for a Dragon Dance, because I can easily set up on it. And he actually goes for Protect, which is pretty much a misplay or something, because he probably has the, I don't know, like Toxic or something, which he could have gone for, but then I get a crit on the Outrage. Don't know if it mattered. I think I somewhere did like 60% or something to a Gliscor after +1, but whatever. So after Stealth Rock damage, also the Tyranitar falls to an Outrage. And the challenge in 2, I break through confusion luckily, so this is a 6-0 in my favor. And basically that's how you beat some annoying stall guys who try to insult you on the Smogon server with Pokemon, which is actually pretty pathetic thinking about it, but I don't really care. It wasn't even that big of a deal. I just wanted to point that out because fun and you know. Also, I recently got to 10 subs, which I just wanna thank you all. It's really amazing. I didn't even think that I would get any subs because nowadays there are just so many good and awesome narrators. And yeah, but I really like that a lot, and it's just awesome. So keep going with your support. It's just making me upload these videos even more gladly. And yeah, so that's that. So again, have a nice Valentine's Day and stuff. And this is getting really awkward again, so let's just end it here. If I forgot anything, I could put it in the description box and stuff. And so yeah, so peace out guys, have a nice one.